Hello everyone, welcome to Theendstep.com. This is our Theros set review.
Theros.
Set review. Here we go. This is going to be brutal for me.
He's complained about how he can't pronounce any of the cards.
Names just do not work in my mouth at all.
So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, so this is James' contribution to this video, is correcting me.
Hopefully I don't screw any of them up.
Yeah, if he screws up, please just bash it.
Dig into me on comments. Just go at it.
This is pretty much old hat for us now. Like, we're just going to go by color, go down the list, say if we like the card, where it's good, blah, 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 possible combinations with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Same old, same old.
Yeah.
Battle-wise, Valor.
All right, 1 for 1.
Boom!
Combat trick in white, not bad, +2/+2, and scry 1. This is going to be the first card in a long trend of combat tricks. The set is full of them.
Super combat tricks.
Because of Heroic, which I think makes for a very interesting limited environment.
Yeah, limited seems like very interactive with like all the combat tricks and like the creatures do a bunch of things.
And they gave like, it's not necessarily card advantage, but manipulation to pretty much every color.
Yeah, so scribing in like almost every color is
awesome.
Is sweet. Yeah, I mean it is card advantage. Like you're getting knowledge at the very least.
Yeah, you just don't. It's just not card advantage now.
Right.
It's like card advantage in the future.
Right. So definitely a limited card, not a constructed card, but it's very good in limited. It's definitely a card you'll play. Not a ton of them. But
well, some of these constructed. I mean, some of these tricks are going to break into constructed.
Yeah, some are good enough, yeah.
But I still think there's some better ones in like RTR block that will pick up before the Theros ones. Anyway.
Cavalry Pegasus.
Would have been better currently.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a decent amount of humans in the set.
Maybe enough.
But yeah, if it was like now, definitely not bad.
The thing is, like with the humans deck that might be coming out, it's obviously going to try to be really aggressive.
Right.
With like lots of power creatures, and I don't know if you necessarily want a 1/1 for 2, and something like that.
Yeah,
even if it gives flying.
The effect is powerful, but he himself is so weak that.
Yeah, and you're probably going to be playing tricks anyway because you have some kind of heroic thing going on, and the tricks will give you the evasion you need anyway.
Right.
And a 1/1 for 2 is kind of
lame.
It gives you flying, but your dude should be either be big enough, good in combat, or you have tricks to back them up anyway.
Yeah, or have protection like the 1-drop.
Or protection, you just can't block them. Anyway.
Now we have the first bestow card.
Celestial Archon. I think it's the best bestow card. No, there's one. There's one. There's another one.
So this is like the pre-con card, right?
Yes, it's also the pre-release. If you pick white, you get this card.
It's a little unexciting for me. Like if I'm looking at base stats of like a 5-mana 4/4, and like the 7-mana bestow cost is kind of hefty.
Right.
I mean, it's definitely a bomb and limited. I don't think it's good enough to see constructed play.
If it had vigilance.
Yeah, I think it could have had vigilance.
It could have had vigilance, and that might have been good enough for constructed.
I think it would have at that point.
I mean, I like flying 4/4s with first strike. It's like a plus.
Right.
But like most constructed cards, you got to take it in the grace of everything that's around it.
Yeah, and like we're talking, Archangel of Thune mana cost exactly.
Right. Archangel of Thune is arguably better.
Yeah.
Desecration Demon is cheaper and bigger.
Right.
The new Dragon is pro-white.
Right.
So,
yeah.
This guy's not really competing with the other big flying dudes.
No.
So.
Cool. I mean, I do like you'll see the god border.
Yeah, I like it too.
Goddish cards.
I wonder if that's something they're doing like every set now, because there wasn't anything for RTR except for the Fuse split card.
Right.
Just bringing it back.
Right.
But before that, they had Miracles, which had a card frame.
Special card frame.
So it's cool they're doing that. Like
Chain to the Rocks is next up. 1-mana removal spell.
I love and hate this card.
Yeah, I mean it's very specific. It's only good in that like one deck. You're obviously white-red.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to play a lot of mountains.
Yep. Well, the only reason why I'm not totally off the card is I do know that blue, white, red is going to be some kind of control colors. Like, it's not out of their own possibility.
Yeah, but like how many actual mountains are they going to be playing with?
Oh, between Foundries and Steam Vents.
Yeah.
You'll have a pretty good amount of mountains, I would say. But At the same time, you'll have plenty of other removal, and this is kind of like weak removal to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if they kill your land, then you're getting 2 for 1.
Well, if Change the Rock becomes popular in something like an aggressive deck, I could definitely see Encroaching Waste becoming a thing.
Right.
And I don't know, just and
I mean, the fact that they printed a Destroy Mountain card in the same set is a little weird to me.
Right. I do think the card is good though. Like I think it has lots of potential because the effect is very very powerful.
I mean, it's a it's doing the whole like Swords of Plowshare, Path Exile thing. Like that's what they're trying to do. It's just infinitely worse than those.
Yeah.
But it'll see play. I mean.
Yeah, it'll see play.
It's super cheap and it's very efficient removal.
Yeah. It's just the fact that you need a mountain is asking quite a bit. Next up is Chosen by Heliod. This is part of the cycle, right? The God Chosen cycle.
Yeah, each god has a card that goes with it in terms of this enchantment stuff, but they're all bad, pretty much.
Yeah, I do like this one because it draws a card immediately, which is like awesome. But the fact that it doesn't actually give you any kind of attack bonus.
Yeah, I mean 2 mana for just an 0/2 boost is.
Yeah, if it was like a 2/2 boost or a 1/1 boost,
yeah,
I would consider it more. But yeah, fine unlimited, obviously.
Even there, I'm probably.
I wouldn't. More I'd rather just play another dude or a real trick. Yeah.
Dauntless Onslaught is next up. So like right here, we have a better combat trick that I'd rather play.
Yeah.
You know, you have 2 guys.
Yeah.
A bonus, which is pretty huge. You can give it like a really good combat step where you blow out your opponent if they block, in a certain way.
Or if you have 2 heroic guys, actually, you can double trigger your heroic.
Crazy.
It'd be really good. This is a good combat trick. I definitely like this in a one-of in a lot of my limited decks if I can pick one up.
Yep, definitely.
Decorated Griffin. This is an old effect.
Yeah, it's super old.
It's been a while since we had this, I think. Prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to you this turn.
I mean, it's repeatable, which is not bad.
Yeah.
But
I can see that being pretty good and limited. But he's like pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's a 5 mana 2/3, which not really excited about him.
Yeah.
Divine Verdict.
Divine Verdict.
So this is a reprint.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very solid, removal spell for white. They don't really get too many like destroy target creature, very specific like straight up die.
Mm-hmm.
So they always have like a slight drawback, and this is attacking or blocking, which we've seen plenty of times in various forms.
Yep.
Very good limited, not quite good enough in constructed.
Too expensive.
Yeah, it's too expensive. Like we still have Azorius Charm, which
depending on what color combination you're pairing up with your white, there's stronger options.
Yep.
And usually 2 drop slots.
Boom, Planeswalker.
All right, constructed card.
Yeah.
Elsbeth, Sun's Champion. She's good.
Yeah, I think she's very good actually. The very first Elspeth is one of my favorite Planeswalkers of all time. She's obviously not as good as that one. She's 2 more mana, but the fact that +1 makes 3 guys is like that's a lot of stuff.
She's protecting yourself while going up in loyalty too.
Yeah,
which is a pretty substantial thing because Garrick, 5-mana Garrick does that, and he's a powerhouse.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like Elspeth's actually like easier to cast than Garrick is.
Yep. Good devotion for the gods.
Yeah, and then like the fact that her negative ability like works perfectly with her +1. Like there's good like symmetry there of like make some guys. Oh, you played some guys. Kill your guys.
Right.
Yeah.
The ultimate's like kind of meh. It's like you're already doing fine. If you got like a bunch of 1/1s and you activate the ultimate to kill them, that's probably fine. But you're probably going to kill them anyway in like 2 turns.
Yeah, it just accelerates the clock really.
It does, which is okay, but it's not like one of those things where you're racing to get the ultimate, or if like you get the ultimate, the game's over because you can very easily lose with that kind of an ultimate.
I do like that her negative doesn't kill her right away, so you can drop down and kill guys.
If you can protect her or keep her alive for 1 turn, start to stabilize her.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely a constructed card. You'll see it a lot in the first couple months, I think, of the new standard.
Yep.
But then as the aggressive decks tune themselves better and like maybe speed up their clock by a turn, which could happen by the time the second set comes around.
Yeah.
She'll fall a little bit out of favor because she'll just get too slow.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think that the deck she's going to go into have some form of ramp, either in key runes or mana guys and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
well, the way I was thinking about it is like you kind of have to play her in like a Supreme Verdict deck, like a get to turn 6 kind of deck, you know?
Okay.
Spot removal might be like okay, but it might be a little too slow.
Right.
And you don't want to get like overrun in that kind of situation. So that's why I think she might fall off a little off of favor in some middle set because they'll print more aggressive cards.
Yeah.
But they'll also print, more controlling cards too. So it's up in the air. But she's definitely going to be heavily played at the start, and then she might like plateau off as the format comes into itself.
I think if she falls off, it'll be more from more the hero's downfall, or
yeah,
more from that, because like if you get your Domri killed by that, it's like okay, you wasted 3 mana, but if you waste 6 mana and it gets killed,
right,
it gets worse. So.
Yeah, so the popularity of hero's downfalls can have an impact on her impact.
A lot less exciting card.
Afar is warded.
Sure, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I don't really care for this card.
It just doesn't do enough. Like white has awesome tappers historically.
Yeah, this is not one of them.
And a 4 mana tapper that isn't even a true tapper is like awful.
Yeah, the reason why tappers are awesome is they can tap bombs. This just doesn't tap bombs.
No.
Except for like maybe 1 or 2, like of the multicolored bombs. But
yeah, so next. I'm gonna try it.
I'm waiting.
Evangel of Heliod?
It's close enough.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was Evangel or Evangel.
Now, what does it do, Adam?
The card itself?
The card itself.
I actually don't mind this card. Like, it's expensive, but it makes a lot of stuff if you like put it in that like a right deck.
Yes. I think of the black creature that is the same thing.
Yeah, I think the black one's better.
Yes.
Especially where they're like fighting for close mana cost, or even the same mana cost. But I mean, so you get the minimum 3 guys off of 1, right?
2.
Yeah, well, him and then 2 guys.
Yeah. So you're getting him. Yeah,
It's a 3-for-1 card, so like that's pretty good. And
yeah, but you're also just putting 3 power for 6 mana.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You gotta scale it a little.
I would have liked him to be like 2/2s or something.
Yeah. But. Well, if we're speaking like from a limited standpoint, it's all about how you drafted your deck. Like
if you have like a white deck.
Yeah.
This guy's crazy.
I don't see him being indestructible at all because he's 6 mana for.
Yeah.
You just play Elsbeth.
Right.
It does the same thing that probably generates more dudes.
Yep.
And wrath. Anyway.
Fabled Hero.
The quote-unquote new Numeral Crusader.
Yeah, way worse.
Significantly worse.
So
we shouldn't compare him to Numeral Crusader. He's a 3-drop 2/2 with double strike.
Yeah, there's definitely similarities. The protection, the lack of protection is just so important though. Like,
yeah,
that's what made Numeral Crusader like that much better.
Right. The heroic is very good though. Permanent counters.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not bad, and like counters with double strike is a sick combination. Like it gets out of hand. Just
like you were saying, the reason Numeral Crusader was awesome was because the pro colors, so like you couldn't really deal with it. Whereas this guy, he's just kill it with everything.
Yeah, like he dies to pretty much every removal.
So he'll never get out of control. Whereas Numeral Crusader is like the nuts against the black-green deck.
Yeah, you'd have 3 wins because like certain decks could not kill that card.
Right, you had to be playing red. Right. Next up, favorite Hoplite.
Yep, another heroic guy, 1 drop. He's decent.
I do like how most of the heroic counter effects are permanent. Like, they're not till end of turn.
Some are. I do like this guy has he can't the damage is prevented from him too.
Yes.
So like you can just like ram him into bigger guys.
Yeah. But like what I'm saying is like again this guy gets permanent plus counters.
Yeah.
So like it's.
The only thing that's like is you almost like have to have tricks with him. Like you have to have a ton of tricks to make him.
Otherwise, he's just a squire.
Right, and that's not what you want to be.
Well, it depends. In limited, that might be where you want to be.
We'll see. I think the format's like beefy enough that I think he gets outclassed pretty quickly.
Okay. We can keep skipping cards. Next up, we have a Gift of Immortality.
This card feels like an old card to me that I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was an enchantment back then too, where like you basically can protect your guy.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit like totem armor.
Okay. Yeah. This is before even totem armor.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Like you put on your dude and then it never dies unless you have a removal spell at the right time.
Right.
But you might not because you got like engineer a situation where you have the chance to get out of the loop.
Right.
It's pretty cool. I don't really see it have constructed play.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Like 3 mana. I mean, granted, like making your thing, virtually unkillable is nice, but is it necessarily worth that? It's probably just you might as well just play better creatures
Right.
that kind of protect themselves,
Right.
like Obsidat or something.
Yeah, that and it's like it's an enchantment, so it's definitely very prone to 2-for-1s.
Yep.
And because you can't like do it at instant speed in any kind of way, it's like they're just gonna get you rare when you cast it.
Yep.
Usually.
Next up, I think is a card that definitely can see some constructed play because there's like a lot of good white permanents.
I think this card will be almost strictly dependent on how good Elsbeth is.
Oh, even like what's the red-white enchantment that gives you a guy every turn?
Oh, Symbol of Legion.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
Sweet Answer with Assembly Legion.
Yes.
It Archangel of Thune.
Yeah, this is gonna be a strong sideboard card.
Spider. Yeah, like it's a sideboard card definitely. But
Yeah. Voice Resurgence.
Voice Resurgence.
Yeah. This has got a lot of potential.
even Heliod himself.
Yes.
Because you
Yep.
get him right away.
Very, very, very easy.
So it's a pretty good card. This is the first of the cycle of self-hate cards, which is
Yes.
very weird for Magic to like hate on their own color. So it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. They've never done it before.
Yeah. Well, this is a good one. Definitely will be played in sideboards.
Yep.
If you're planning on playing white for the next year or so, get some of these.
Yeah, definitely.
Next up, we have God's Willing, which I really like as a combat trick.
Nope.
No?
Nope. I like the other one, drop one from the last set.
Brave the Elements?
Yeah, Brave the Elements.
Yeah, but we're talking about strictly this set.
Yeah, but like if we're like constructed, I'm just gonna play Brave the Elements.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, granted, the Scry one's cool, but Brave the Elements just has like a.
But like
upside.
this compared to the other tricks in the set, I really like this one.
Yeah, because it's like these kind of effects are awesome because it's like a kind of counterspell for a white deck.
Yeah.
It's a kind of like save your guy from combat,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's also get your last points of damage in. So like it actually is pretty versatile for one.
Right. And you get to scry one.
Yeah.
Pretty good for limited. Next up, we have the man himself, Heliod.
Yep. So this is the first preview artwork too, right? Or like the first.
Yeah, this is like the first picture we
teaser
saw for the set. Yep.
So what do you think about? I guess we'll do like a little God talk right now.
Some God talk.
Yeah, God talk. God talk.
He's one of the better ones, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about it. So he's one of the better ones. I can see him being played in Elspeth control decks.
Okay.
Just because it's going to work very well together.
Yeah, definitely good synergy
And
there.
obviously you want to go long deck so you can actually use his ability.
Right.
But otherwise, I'm not really crazy about most of the guys just because it's like you just skip your turn 4. Like, hope you
yeah,
don't die, I
the white
guess.
one's not one of my favorites. It's one of my least favorites actually, because of that exact point. Like your creatures having vigilance isn't gonna really matter that first turn. It could matter like down the line if you're making a bunch of cats at that point, or clerics, I should say.
Yes.
But yeah, he just doesn't do enough like right away. Like obviously, if you turn him on, he's bananas. But
They all
like
are.
all the gods are bananas if you turn them on. And they're purposely made difficult to turn on. You know?
Right.
Like certain colors are easier to turn on. Like the white one's not bad if you can play like Boros Reckoner. The red one's obviously not bad because of Boros Reckoner.
I think red one's the easiest to turn on. You have like Ash Zella, Boros Reckoner, Chandra's Phoenix.
Yeah, the red one's like super easy, and it's like the best one.
Yeah.
So they're cool. I like the flavor. They're kind of a neat permanent that they're enchantment creatures.
Yeah.
God creature type.
From a flavor and artwork perspective, I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
They're awesome.
I don't think all of them will see constructed play. Some of them definitely will.
Yeah.
We shall see. James and I differ on what the best 2 are, but
I think people are going to try to play Heliod for quite a while.
yeah, I think people are going to try to play all of them.
Yes, but there's going to be times where like Heliod's actually like not bad.
Yeah.
But It's so tough. They just don't have enough impact on the board when they come out
I think the black one does.
on turn 6.
I like the black one.
Not even on turn 6, turn 7.
No. The black one's the same mana cost.
Yeah, but he's gonna have like something like this. Oh no, he's not a creature.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So turn 6, you can use him.
Well, yeah, but like I'm just saying, like because he negates life gain, so like he's super good against like the Sphinx Revelation decks.
Yeah, that's true.
This is like, and he's like incredibly hard to deal with for those decks.
That's true.
So
If we still had Intangible Virtue, I would like Heliod a lot more.
yeah, that becomes crazy. Like especially with Elsbeth. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean he is good with the spear, but yeah, he's good. I think he'll see some play.
All right, first guy down. So Heliod's Emissary next up. The Enchantment Elk.
It's okay.
He's decent.
I'd rather just play it like as the body.
Yeah, he's fine in your limited deck. You know, he's basically like a hill giant.
Yeah. The bestow mechanic is really just like a top deck mechanic. It's very similar to Miracles, where it's like, I have like a ton of mana, I'm drawing, I have no hand size. Oh, I drew a bestow. Like, make my dude huge.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I do like the ability on this particular one of like tapping a guy. Like we talked about tappers that are good.
Yeah.
You know, free tapping is even better. But
Next up,
this one I don't like at all.
you want to say it?
No, I don't.
He doesn't want to say it.
Hopeful Eldalon.
Hopeful.
There's no L. There's no L.
Hopeful Eidolon.
Eidolon.
All right. Yeah, it's just a 1/1 lifelink.
Yeah, one lifelink that you can give somebody else. One
1/1 lifelink for 4. Nah.
Yeah.
No dice.
Lame.
However,
100-handed one.
the coolest card in the set.
Yeah, the flavor on this is like just dripping all over the place.
The only card in Magic that has like 99,
the
except
fact-
for BFG. Or
Yeah,
BFM.
the fact that it can, block an additional 99 creatures each
Yes.
combat is.
And when you monstrous it, like it actually becomes like it just wins the game usually.
Yeah.
You know, and it's 4 mana, so Helio Dexter probably play this.
You think so?
Yeah, he's good devotion. 4 mana keeps you alive. He's vigilant, so you can like actually get a little frisky with him.
I'm not sure if he's going to see play. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. He's
He-
cool.
He destroys Assemble the Legion.
Very good. Yeah, he does make us have a lead look pretty silly. Pretty silly.
How you doing, guys?
Slap.
Next up, Lagana Band Elder.
So like this is just like another version of
Just play Centaur Healer.
like it's like Centaur Healer,
Yeah.
but worse.
Yeah, if you're not playing green, then you're either an aggressive deck, a white weenie deck, or a Sphinx Revelation deck. But if you're playing white and not playing green.
Yeah, he's really a weird position.
And if you're none of those three, then you're some kind of green and white deck, in which case you can just play Centaur Healer, which doesn't have conditional life gain. Just you just always get life.
I mean, you play him in your limited deck, but
Yeah.
and you're almost always going to get the life at that point because you're going to be playing a lot.
I
of
do like him a
enchantments.
lot in limited because he's pretty aggressive as a 3/2.
Last Breath. Next up.
Another Voice Resurgence killer.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I like it against like mono red too, because it's probably going to kill most if not everything. Exiles Chandra's Phoenix.
Yeah, that's pretty relevant
Um,
because there's no Pillar of Flame, so.
so I like it there. So I think this card's pretty good. It's going to see some sideboard play. Again, it just matters how the meta looks. If it's very X2 oriented format, this card will be really, really good. The late game is completely irrelevant. Doesn't matter at all if they get life. Depending on the deck you're playing, it doesn't matter at all. If you're playing control deck, you don't care. If you're playing an aggro deck, you don't care.
Leanin Snarecaster. Not super
I like this
exciting.
guy.
I mean, he's fine in your like limited,
Yeah.
white weenie deck.
So the trick you sandbag, so you can get them with it.
Yeah, I mean, you get to play him and tap down their good guy.
Yep.
Nothing much to say there. Although first appearance of Leon, I think we've seen so far.
There's one on Gift of Heresy in the hour.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So Observant Elside,
I would say all side, but you can probably go either way.
close enough. So we got a Nymph.
Can never have enough of those.
Yeah, this one's not bad.
It's okay. This is a card I would rather play for the bestow, just because the body itself is so like meh.
Yeah, and like +2/+2 and vigilance on some creatures is like very good and limited. Like,
Right, and
especially on your
a
flyers.
5-mana bestow is not that unreasonable.
No, that's fine.
Yep,
that's fine.
Next up, there's also an Ordeal Cycle.
Yeah. These are interesting. Like, kind of like them, but I kind of don't.
Depends on which one. So does whenever a creature attacks, you propose one counter.
Yeah, this one's one of the worst ones, but
3 more removal.
Yeah, you get 10 life if you get it to go off.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst one.
But it's like pretty cheap. It's only a 2-mana investment.
Aren't they all just 2 mana?
Yeah, they're all 2 mana. They all trigger 3 times
Yeah.
and then go off.
I don't know. I really don't like the blue one either.
I can see it.
Yeah. It's okay. I would definitely play this limited.
Yeah, it's sick and limited. Like,
This is very sick and limited.
You know, the formats are always slower, and like think about this on your flyer. Like, oh man, sweet. Like every turn my flyer gets better.
Yep.
And then I happen to also gain 10 life, which is awesome in a race.
Which most games are just races. Yeah. Next up, we have Phalanx Theater. I really like this guy. I think his heroic is awesome. It's Gavney Township.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's Gavney Township, and if you're playing a Heliod deck, I don't know if I would be playing Heliod with Phalanx Leader, but if you are, use Great Devotion.
It's true.
You're pretty much on White Weenie if you're playing this guy. Like a very, very light splash. So
the only unfortunate thing is like the heroic is like would have been so good with Snapcaster Mage. Like just think of like all the like extra value of like
I'm sure that's partially the reason why they printed it now, not before.
I just feel like some of the heroics like a little underwhelming. Like this one's very good. Like
this I like this one a lot.
You know.
But like, to me, the reason why heroic feels underwhelming to me is because I have to play combat tricks in my deck or enchantments.
Yeah.
You know, and like that kind of card type generally isn't that great from a constructed viewpoint.
Yeah.
But now, if I want to play with something like heroic, I'm forced to play with those kind of cards that I don't put any kind of, faith into.
Yeah, they're tough. You know, it's one of those like you gotta have a mix, and if you only have combat tricks and one creature, it's not gonna do much.
Yeah. Next up, we have Ray of Dissolution. There's better enchantment removal.
Yeah, way better. Like this one's 3 mana. This one like is just enchantment. You know.
Yeah, is Naturalize still legal, or will it be legal?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it's in the core set. I don't know. There's plenty of stuff in RTR block, I'm sure. Like the creature, Keening Apparition. People are playing that actually.
Yeah.
And it can actually kill somebody.
Yeah, and that exiles too, right?
That I don't know about.
I think it does.
All right,
we'll see.
Anyway.
Scholar of Etheros.
Athreos is what I would say. How big is this guy?
1/4. For 3.
Someone's gonna abuse the heck out of this in EDH.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet in EDH.
It's another like enabler for like those Sanguine Bond, Exquisite Blood kind of decks.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. Actually, that's still in the format, right?
I don't think so.
No, the one that came out in M14, the reprinted one, the $10 one.
Oh.
With the Orzhov Guildmage.
Yeah.
And now there's another.
How's that working out for that deck right now?
Hasn't so far, but now they have another enabler.
Yeah. I'm not sold on that whatsoever.
I'm sure we'll play it on camera at some point.
No. I will not be playing that.
I guess I have to. Alright, a pack full of heroes downfalls. Next up, we have Setessan Battle Priest. Another heroic, and I don't like this heroic
this one kind of sucks.
This is a heroic that's kind of.
Yeah. So like we were talking with the other guy that was 2 mana, granted 2 white, so harder to cast, but that's such an upgrade over this guy. It's like crazy how different that is.
I also don't like this as a 1/3. It doesn't go with Yarrick to me at all. Like,
yeah,
that is a very offensive 1/3.
Yeah. You could have made him a 2/1, and that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So next up we have Setessan Griffin.
Does it tap? No.
You can only do it once per turn. I really like this guy in Limited a lot.
Oh yeah, I like
this guy's a beast.
I like this guy too. I don't know how much you're gonna be on green-white in Limited, but this is good if you are.
Seems like a pretty solid combo to me.
And it's a common.
Yeah, that's pretty relevant as a common.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 mana is not, it's a little high for your flyers, but like he's a 3/2 body, that becomes a 5/4 body. Like if you want to pump him.
Yeah, it's usually pretty good enough. Next up, we have Silent Artisan, and he's very silent.
Yeah, so silent he doesn't do anything, and he's basically just the same creature we've seen 3 sets in a row or 4 sets in a row.
They always make one.
They always have a 3/5 white creature. It was like the dogs back in Innistrad and
yeah. 100-handed one is a 3/5 white creature.
Yeah, well,
for
he
4
does awesome stuff though.
Yeah, it's just amazing how the cards change from common to rare.
Yeah. Next up, we have definitely a playable.
We have Hero of the Parish.
This is the new champion of the Parish, Soldier of the Pantheon.
Yes.
This guy's the real deal.
Yeah, this guy's nuts.
There's so many multicolored creatures right now. There's multicolored removal.
Extremely evasive, gains you life, helps you win races if you're in a racing situation.
Yeah, the gain life is like kind of relevant, but like just a nice tacked on bonus. Like I'm not, even if he didn't have it, he'd still be playable.
Yes, this guy would definitely be very playable, constructed playable in any white-based aggressive deck.
Yeah,
you're playing this guy. Next up, we have the Spear of Heliod.
So first god weapon.
I do like this in Heliod decks with white creatures.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, Glorious Anthem effects have been fine before. We've used them many times. Now this is like a Glorious Anthem with additional bonus.
Yes.
So I don't really see a downside.
A lot of people are pretty looking forward to this card quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't see a downside. I mean, the only downside you could say is that, it's like an artifact enchantment. It's got the dual combo, card type, so it makes it a little easier to remove.
There's going to be a lot of hate.
But, it's pretty sweet.
Yep. Next up, we have a 2/2 for 2.
Boom.
There you go. Fair. Then we have Elsbeth fighting a Hydra.
Yeah, Vanquish the Foul.
Which is...
Kill big things.
It's okay in limited. I would bring it in. I would leave it in my sideboard if I drafted one, but bring it in if I saw that they had like a giant fatty that I cared about.
Yeah.
It's not main deckable material in limited.
Yeah, especially if they're playing green, like it's you're gonna have plenty of beefy creatures there.
Right.
Wingsteed Rider.
Another heroic that just puts a counter on dudes. I think this is fine. I don't see this being constructed playable because I'd rather risk it with the double strike guy.
Yeah, that double strike guy has more upside. This guy's a little I guess safer.
But if I'm on the heroic creature plan in limited, I want to pick this guy up.
Oh yeah, in limited,
constantly.
Yeah, he's a monster in limited.
And he's common, so you're gonna get one.
Yep.
And then lastly, but not least, we have the Yolk Dogs.
Yay!
Kraken Hatchling reprint.
Yeah, and he's white.
He's white.
He looks much bigger than a 0/4.
He looks like he actually does damage if he hits you.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he's a 0/4, but
whatever.
There you go.
Come back for blue.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.